This is Earl Nightingale, speaking to you across the decades, from the warm crackle of 1950s radio to the glowing screen in your hands today. Before I share the one sentence that changed my life forever, a simple string of words that unlocked a truth most never grasp, I ask you to take a small but courageous step. If these words stir even a whisper of awakening in your soul, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and in the comments, share one moment when you felt you were drifting, unsure of your path. Why? Because this could be the moment that shifts your course. And I want you to walk this journey with me to discover how 6 words can rewrite your destiny. In 1949, I heard a sentence that struck me like a thunderbolt. It wasn't grand or poetic. No fanfare or applause followed. But it was a key that unlocked a door in my mind, revealing a truth so profound it altered my path forever. Since then, I've seen those same words break chains, ignite dreams, and build lives from ashes. Not because they held magic, but because they held a truth too raw, too real for most to face. One sentence, spoken quietly, can shatter illusions and set you free. Stay with me, my friend, and I'll share that sentence and how it can change everything for you. I was born in 1921 in Long Beach, California, in a world still healing from the Great War. By the 1930s, the Great Depression had cast a long shadow, turning bustling towns into ghost lands and families like mine into survivors. We lived in a tent city where hope was as scarce as bread, and my mother stitched clothes by the dim glow of a kerosene lamp, her hands worn but her spirit unbroken. My father left when I was young, and I grew up watching men and women in breadlines, their faces heavy with defeat, yet some held on to words, phrases whispered in the dark, promises that kept them alive. As a boy, I learned to listen, not just with my ears, but with my mind, for I sensed that one day, someone would say something to pull me from the fog. That lesson followed me into the United States Marines, where I stood on the deck of the USS Arizona during the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, witnessing moments when words of courage turned fear into action. After the war, in the 1940s, I found my calling behind a microphone, broadcasting to a nation rebuilding itself. As a radio host, I heard stories of lives transformed by a single phrase, a teacher's encouragement, a stranger's advice, a parent's wisdom. I saw how words could be a compass, guiding the lost, or a mirror, revealing truths we avoid. In 1949, in a quiet diner after a late shift, I heard the sentence that would change me forever. It came from an old man, weathered by life, his voice low but steady. His words were simple, but they landed like a spark in dry grass, setting my soul ablaze. In 1956, I wove this truth into The Strangest Secret, a record that sold over 1 million copies and touched lives across the globe. But the heart of that message wasn't just a secret. It was a sentence, a truth that woke me up and countless others. It's a truth I'm sharing with you now, because one sentence, if you truly hear it, can change everything. The sentence was 6 words long. You are always moving towards something. Simple, yet seismic. It's a truth that strips away excuses, a mirror that forces you to see your life as it is. You are never standing still. Not when you work, not when you rest, not when you scroll aimlessly or lie awake at night. Every moment, every choice, every habit is a step carrying you somewhere. The question is, where? To a life of purpose or a life of regret? To growth or stagnation? To a dream or a drift? When you grasp this, everything changes because you realize you're already in motion and you have the power to choose your direction. Most people never ask, where am I going? They live on autopilot, their days a blur of routine, their years a slow slide into someday. But that sentence is a wake-up call. It demands you look at your path, not tomorrow, not next year, but now. What are your thoughts pulling you toward? What are your actions building? If you don't like the answer, you can change it, not by wishing, but by deciding, by acting, by steering your life with intention. That's the power of those 6 words. They don't tell you what to do. They show you who you're becoming. This isn't about grand plans or instant results. It's about awareness, about taking the wheel of your life. You're already moving. Make sure it's towards something that matters. That single sentence can be your compass, your spark, your truth. It changed me, and it can change you if you let it. Let me take you back to the America of the 1940s to 1980s, a world of grit, hope, and quiet transformations, where one sentence set lives on new paths. In 1955, a truck driver from Ohio heard my radio broadcast, where I shared those 6 words. He was stuck, hauling freight for a living, feeling his dreams slip away. That night, he wrote the sentence on a scrap of paper and taped it to his dashboard. You are always moving towards something. It haunted him, forcing him to ask where his life was headed. He decided he didn't want to drift. By 1957, he was saving for his own business, and by 1960, he ran a transport company, employing others. He wrote to me, saying, I couldn't keep moving toward nothing anymore. In 1958, a nurse from Texas, in her 30s, caught my show. She was exhausted, working long shifts, living on autopilot. Those 6 words hit her like a bell. You are always moving towards something. She began repeating them each morning, realizing even her routine was a direction. She chose a new one, education. By 1963, she was studying at night, and by 1968, she was a teacher, inspiring students. Her life turned because she chose her destination. In 1962, a factory worker in Chicago, feeling trapped, heard the sentence on my broadcast. It jolted him awake. He saw his daily grind was moving him toward a life he didn't want. He wrote the words in his journal and decided to move toward ownership. By 1965, he'd started a small repair shop, and by 1972, it was a thriving business. His pause to reflect was his pivot. In 1954, a seamstress in Atlanta, nearing 50, listened to my program. The sentence shook her. You are always moving towards something. She realized her days were carrying her toward obscurity. She chose to move toward impact, teaching others her craft. By 1959, she ran a sewing school, empowering women. Her direction, not her circumstances, changed her life. In 1966, a mechanic in Cleveland, tired of his trade, heard the words on air. They forced him to see his life's motion toward a dead end. He decided to move toward leadership, volunteering in his community. By 1970, he led local projects, and by 1978, he'd built a community center. Those 6 words were his compass. In 1973, a teacher in rural Oregon, feeling unfulfilled, caught my broadcast. The sentence pierced her routine. You are always moving towards something. She didn't want to move toward burnout. She chose growth, starting a literacy program. By 1980, it reached thousands of children. Her moment of clarity was her turning point. In 1979, a carpenter in St. Louis, struggling to make ends meet, heard the words. They made him question his path. He didn't want to move toward poverty. He chose service, volunteering to build homes. By 1985, his efforts housed dozens of families. The sentence was his spark. In 1960, a waitress in Memphis, scraping by, listened to my show. The words hit hard. You are always moving towards something. She saw her life drifting toward despair. She chose joy, saving to open a bakery. By 1967, her shop was a community hub. Her decision, born of 6 words, was her triumph. In 1975, a janitor in Philadelphia, mocked for dreaming big, heard the sentence. It woke him up. He was moving, but not where he wanted. He chose mentorship, teaching youth. By 1983, he ran programs that changed hundreds of lives. Those words were his mirror. And in 1956, when I recorded The Strangest Secret, I was haunted by that sentence. I realized my own life was moving toward obscurity or impact. I chose impact, pouring my heart into a message that reached millions. Letters poured in from Ohio, Texas, and beyond, from people who heard those 6 words and changed their course. One sentence didn't just change me, it changed thousands. Here's the painful truth. Most people don't know where they're going. They live as if life is a pause, a waiting room, but it's not. You're always moving, every day, every hour, every choice carrying you somewhere. The tragedy isn't failure. It's drifting without knowing it. Waking up 10 years later to find you've arrived at a place you never chose. I've seen brilliant minds waste decades, not because they lacked ability, but because they never asked, where am I headed? They let routine, fear, or distraction steer their lives, their potential lost to a path they didn't see. The world tempts you to drift, scroll through feeds, chase fleeting pleasures, follow the crowd's aimless current. It's easy to live on autopilot, to let days blur into years, to tell yourself you'll choose your path someday. But someday never comes. Every moment you don't decide, you're still moving toward regret, toward stagnation, toward a life that's less than you're capable of. The question isn't whether you're moving, it's whether you're choosing where to go. Most never ask, because the answer demands action, and action demands courage. You're at a crossroads now, whether you see it or not. Your habits, your thoughts, your choices are carrying you somewhere. Will it be a life you're proud of, or one you wish you'd changed? That sentence, you are always moving towards something, is a mirror showing you the truth. Look into it and decide. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to awaken you. Those 6 words, you are always moving towards something, aren't just a phrase. They're a call to take the wheel of your life. The greatest tragedy isn't losing. It's not knowing where you're going. You're already in motion. Every day is step, every choice a direction. The question is, are you moving toward a life that lights your soul, or one that dims it? That sentence doesn't tell you where to go. It demands you decide. This is your challenge. For the next 30 days, let those 6 words guide you. Every morning, take 15 minutes in silence. No distractions, just you and a notebook. Write the sentence at the top. You are always moving towards something. Then ask, where am I moving right now with my thoughts, my habits, my actions? Be honest. If you don't like the answer, write a new vision, what kind of person you want to be, what life you want to build. Then choose one small step to take today, a call to make, a skill to learn, a habit to start. Act on it, no matter how small. Don't wait for clarity. Create it. Don't fear mistakes. Learn from them. Don't drift, decide. You're not here to wander. You're here to shape your destiny. The world will pull you toward noise, toward ease, toward nowhere. But you can choose your path, your purpose, your truth. Those 6 words are your compass, your mirror, your spark. Most will ignore them, but you can embrace them. Be the one who asks, who acts, who moves with intention. Your life is a journey, and you're already on it. Make sure it's the one you choose. Tomorrow, when you wake, you'll face a world of distractions, blaring noise, endless tasks, paths that lead nowhere. But you'll carry a truth. You are always moving towards something. Most will drift, their days a blur, their years a regret, never asking where they're headed. But you can be different. You can pause, reflect, and choose. Those 6 words aren't just a sentence. They're a wake-up call, a reminder that your life is in motion, and you hold the power to steer it. Your life is a river, and every choice is a current. The world wants you to float aimlessly, carried by waves that fade. but you can paddle with purpose toward a destination that's yours. 10 years from now, when you look back, you'll see the moment you heard those words, the moment you decided to move with intention. You'll know you didn't just live, you chose. You didn't just drift, you built. You didn't just dream, you became. This is your moment to stop drifting and start directing. You don't need a map, you need a decision. You don't need perfection, you need purpose. You don't need the world's approval. You need your own heart, beating with the courage to choose your path. You are always moving toward something. Make it something extraordinary. This is Earl Nightingale, signing off, but not before I leave you with a mission that could change everything. If those 6 words have awakened something in you, a spark of clarity, a glimpse of your true path, don't let it fade. Share this video with one person who's drifting, who needs to hear this truth. Hit that like button to spread this message to others searching for it. Subscribe so we can walk this journey together, day by day, as you choose your direction. And in the comments below, tell me, where are you moving toward right now? And what's the first step you'll take today to steer your path? Your words could light a fire for someone else, maybe even for yourself. But don't stop there. Tonight, before you sleep, take 5 seconds to whisper those words to yourself. You are always moving towards something. Let them sink in. Then tomorrow, act. You're not just starting a day. You're shaping a decade. This is your moment, my friend. Choose it. Direct it. Become it.